Rescue Command Center was set up just yesterday, the heart of the effort to find 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. For 6 days, this area was busy with police, search crews, and volunteers. Now it's quiet, and the search teams are gone.
2 children vanished from their home in broad daylight. No screams, no broken windows, just their boots missing, and a stepfather whose story fractures with every word. What really happened to Lily and Jack Sullivan? May 1st, 2025, Gearlock Road, rural Nova Scotia. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack were reported missing from their trailer home. Inside the small, cluttered trailer, toys scattered on the floor, juice boxes untouched, their tiny coats still hanging on the wall. Nothing looked out of place except Lily's pink boots and Jack's blue dinosaur boots, which were missing. Daniel Martel, their stepfather, says he last heard the children playing that morning. He saw Lily briefly in a pink shirt, then silence. He says the sliding door, nearly silent when opened, was ajar, and both children were simply gone. But it's what came next that raised red flags fast.
We're transitioning from a full-scale search to searches of more specific spaces that have already been searched by our teams. We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home.
1. The strange timeline. Daniel's story to police was filled with gaps. He said he heard Jack's voice but didn't see him. Yet he described Jack's dinosaur boots in vivid detail without claiming to have laid eyes on him. And in a trailer that small, even a whisper echoes. How did 2 children leave without being seen or heard? Neighbors didn't report seeing the children at all in the 48 hours before the disappearance. In fact, the last confirmed sighting came from school staff on April 29th. After that, nothing. No one saw them at play, no one saw them at school. Even their bus driver, Brian Ward, who knew Jack as a bubbly, chatty kid, said that day felt completely normal until they vanished.
Bag with white, and it was white with strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up one for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
2. Family dynamics and community. Daniel Martel, 33, lived in the trailer with Lily, Jack, their baby sister Meadow, and the children's mother, 28-year-old Malaya Brooks Murray. A former cashier, Malaya had become a stay-at-home mom after Meadow's birth. Neighbors said Malaya seemed overwhelmed. Daniel was quiet, often working on old cars in the yard. The family didn't mix much with others in the area, but the children were well known at community events. Madison Spears, a local mom, said her daughter played with Lily at birthday parties. They were loud, happy kids, she told the Chronicle Herald. They weren't isolated, they were active, full of life. So why, after their disappearance, did Daniel and Malaya claim both kids possibly had undiagnosed autism, a condition that might explain wandering? That statement directly contradicted what teachers and neighbors had seen. Lily was outgoing, artistic, constantly sketching animals. Jack was social, inquisitive, obsessed with dinosaurs and bugs. Their school had never raised concerns. It raised the question, were Daniel and Malaya creating a narrative to explain a disappearance that didn't make sense?
We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
3. The mother's escape, 4:15 to 5:30. Just days after the kids went missing, the family imploded. On May 3rd, Malia's relatives confronted Daniel in the trailer's front yard. Shouting was reported, accusations flew. Cindy Murray, Malia's mother, allegedly screamed at Daniel, claiming he knew more than he was saying. Witnesses say Daniel's mother, Linda Martel, emerged from her camper next door and demanded Malia leave the property. That night, Malia packed up baby Meadow and fled to Colchester County. She blocked Daniel on all social media. By the next morning, Child Protective Services had moved quickly to bar Daniel from contacting Meadow. For someone never publicly named a suspect, it was an unusually swift decision. Malia has remained silent since, reportedly under RCMP instruction, but her sudden disappearance from Daniel's life speaks volumes.
They're flying in someone to do a polygraph test. Is that on you?
That's not just on me, but on everyone. That's what I asked for. I asked for that so early on, and there's not many places that do it in Canada, so they're flying somebody in.
Why do you think you need to do that? Do you think they don't believe you?
I think their side of the family doesn't believe me, and I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations. And
4. The mystery deepens. Investigators conducted an extensive search of the surrounding area. Over 160 volunteers, drones, infrared cameras, and police dogs covered a 5.5-kilometer radius. They searched ditches, culverts, and dense forest. A child-sized footprint was found, a pink blanket, a half-empty water bottle. Daniel insisted these items didn't belong to Lily or Jack, despite no other children living nearby. On May 8th, the RCMP's underwater recovery team searched Lansdowne Lake. The area was cold, murky, and challenging. Divers found no signs of the children, but by May 15th, authorities announced they were focusing on specific areas closer to the home, hinting that new information had changed the course of the investigation. Meanwhile, Daniel made headlines by requesting a polygraph test, a bold and rare move. A retired RCMP officer told CBC, either he's extremely confident or trying to manipulate public perception. Polygraph tests aren't admissible in Canadian courts. Most people avoid them entirely. Daniel asked for one.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me, Anne-Marie. There's a couple of things at play here. Either the police know more than we do, which is quite likely, particularly from an investigative perspective, things they're not saying. It was very clear yesterday in the press conference that the staff sergeant in charge of the investigative side of this said there's things he couldn't say.
5. Daniel's past and Linda's silence. Daniel Martel inherited the trailer after his father's death. He worked infrequently, just one day a week at a lumber mill, and neighbors described him as polite but guarded. But it's his mother, Linda Martel, who remains the biggest question mark in this case. Linda lived in a camper less than 20 feet from the trailer. Neighbors described her place as cluttered, filled with cats and one dog. The RCMP visited her multiple times, yet she's made no public statement, not once. Did she hear the children that morning? Did she hear an argument? Did she see anything? We don't know, and she hasn't said. Her silence, just like the sliding door, is quiet, but it says a lot. 6. The community fights for answers. As media attention grew, so did public pressure. Cindy Murray, the children's grandmother, openly criticized RCMP for refusing to issue an Amber Alert. She stood outside press briefings with signs, pink ribbons tied in her hair. She begged the public to keep sharing Lily and Jack's photos. Local schools held candlelight vigils. Children asked their bus driver, where did they go? He didn't have an answer. Outside the Stellarton RCMP building, a teddy bear, 2 small shoes, and a bouquet of flowers marked a quiet memorial that still stands today. It's now been weeks. Use Sexton Arta tip. 35 interviews, 1 trailer, 1 camper, 2 missing children. No suspects have been named, no arrests have been made, but the investigation is still active. And one thing is clear, something happened inside that home. Whether it lies in Daniel's contradictions, Malia's disappearance, or Linda's silence, the truth hasn't vanished. It's just waiting to be exposed. Lily's pink boots, Jack's dinosaurs, their laughter still echo in that yard. Keep Lily and Jack's story alive. When stories go silent, we speak louder. You're watching Dolly Vision. Where are Lily and Jack? Until the truth comes out, we don't stop digging. This is Dolly Vision. Explore our work and support the mission at www.buydollysoap.com.